Hey, Sasha here, down in the garden again. Another thing that you probably is a good thing to be doing in the garden this February is getting some beetroot in. I've already planted some beetroot probably around three weeks ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago, I can't really remember now. But beetroot, much like snow peas, is a really good thing to grow from seed. I find sometimes the bigger the seed, the easier it is to grow directly in the ground rather than in punnets. If you can see, they really are quite big, so they're really easy to plant directly into the ground. Now I've got a little tip for you. If you decide to plant them in the ground directly, I always like to soak mine in some lukewarm water overnight before I plant them. So what I'll do is, before I go to bed, I'll throw the seeds that I want to plant into the lukewarm water and I'll let them sit there, and the next day I'll plant them out. Now what does this do? This basically helps them to germinate a lot quicker. It's basically just helping them along a little bit, and I find that at this time of the year, because the soil does just dry out so quickly, it really does give them a big helping hand to get going. And I found these ones came up really well. So I'll get you in a bit closer in a minute, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through and I'm just going to weed out the weeds coming up. But also, if you looked at those seeds, they're really very much a dirt colour. And when they're wet and sticky, they can be really hard to sow in a uniform way, unlike the snow peas, which were really easy just to plonk down in even increments in the soil. So when I'm doing this, I'll just make a little bit of a gully, or trench I should say, and I'll just come along and put them in, cover it over and let it go. When they get to about this size, you'll find that some of them are just planted way too close together, like these three here are really close together. So what I'll do is I'll just go around and I will, hang on, should have a shovel here but I don't. I'll just dig them up like that, and then I'll just come in here and I'll replant them in the spacings that I do want, giving them enough room for those beetroot to get big and round. And again, probably not an ideal time to be doing it right in the middle of the day like I'm doing, but I'm just showing you here. I would probably do this in the early morning in summer. So I'll go through and just re-space all your beetroot, just so they're not all on top of one another. You can grow it like that, but you won't get very big beetroot, and they sort of compete. They don't do as well. So it really is worthwhile putting your seeds in, letting them get to a decent enough size, coming through with the shovel and carefully just replanting them in, like I said, in the morning, giving them a bit of a water and letting them go. But again, yeah, beetroot's an awesome thing to grow at this time of the year. It's easy to grow straight from seed. In fact, I find it grows better from seed than it does in the seedling, but that's just me. So anyway, get some beetroot in the ground and happy days. Have an awesome day. See ya.